Gonna talk about books now then?
We can talk about books. Hey
guys,
we're Pursuing Bunnies! So, like we said just like 2 seconds ago,
Books!
So we can talk about our current favorites or the favorites that we've had for a long time. Do you want to start?
Let's see. Well, I was never really into reading books until I read the Twilight books.
Oh. Yeah. It's really kind of interesting because I read the Twilight books like the first time and loved them, and then I like decided to reread them and I'm reading it going, what the heck was I thinking? This is stupid.
See, I still like the Twilight story, but I don't like Bella.
I know, it's like the first time I kind of liked her, but I sort of had like issues with her personality and just all kinds of stuff like that. But then like afterward I was like, no, this is stupid. And I kind of read it and I'm like, this feels like something I could have written. Like the writing style was just, I felt like it was so low quality writing, which I guess it was supposed to be from a 17-year-old's perspective, so maybe it was intentionally that way, but I still was like...
I think so, because I read her, The Host.
But still, it just...
The same author.
It just felt so low quality that I just... The second time I was just like, no. Harry Potter was so much better.
Yeah.
There's just not even really a comparison there, but... Yeah. So,
yeah.
Is that what you're going to name your favorite book of all time?
Is what, Twilight?
Yeah.
No.
No? What are you going to name your favorite book of all time?
Night World.
Night World. I figured it would be The Hunger Games from you.
Well, okay, no, because I really, really did not like how that ended.
Oh, that's true, you didn't. Well, we don't know how Night World ends yet because they won't print out the final book. It makes me so mad. Like, they've had like 2 or 3 release dates for that, and I've been like, and I go and I'm like, please, please, please be released, please, 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 because that is without a doubt my all-time favorite book series. I love that book series, and that is where Ash, which we talked about the bat, or I hope that I put this video out after we put that video out, otherwise this is not going to make sense. But anyway, but Ash, oh my gosh, I loved Ash. He was like...
I know.
Like when you first meet him, you're like, I hate this guy.
I know, and then he showed up
in Daughters of Darkness, and you're like, oh, I love him.
No, when he first showed up, I looked at it, I'm like, oh
great,
Beagles.
He's here again.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because like he's one of the few characters that shows up and continually, or he's mentioned continually. But like a lot of the other characters, like they're mentioned in the one book that's their area, and then you really don't ever see them again.
I think they're all coming back in the last one, is what I heard.
Yeah, I've kind of heard that too, but I don't really know for sure.
I also heard that
I'm just kind of hoping that they finally put out the last one.
Yeah. Isn't she supposed to have 2 soulmates?
Yes, the girl in that one is supposed to, or I don't know if she really has 2 soulmates, but it's portrayed in like the little sneak peek they give you in the 3rd book, or I mean it's not really the 3rd book, because it's like they have 9 books currently, and then they sort of combine 3 into 1 and 3 into 1 and 3 into 1. So the 3rd of that.
So it's really like the 9th book. At
the end of that 3rd, so it's sort of, it's hard to explain, but you know what I mean, right? But anyway, there's like a little sneak peek, and it portrays it that she has 2 soulmates, because Night World is all about soulmates and this thing called the soulmate principle, and if you are into supernatural stuff, it's
a good read.
Yeah, it's really pretty awesome.
Yeah. I write books based on ideas that I get from books. I don't publish books, because so far I've only finished 1 book, and then my flash drive broke, so I have to rewrite it.
And like she just told you, it'd probably be copyrighted. She has so many ideas from other books in there.
I try not to make it too similar, but there are...
I mean, I don't know that you can really write a book that hasn't got something from another book in it already.
Yeah, or something from a movie or something, because things a lot of times are similar, and if you're sticking with, like, within the realm of supernatural, because apparently that's all I know how to write about.
I know, me too.
I can't write a story about normal people. It just doesn't... I tried it once. It was a short story, and it wasn't that good.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of my problem. Or, like, I'll start to write about normal people, and then something occurs that causes it not to be normal anymore.
Yeah, I'll stick a vampire in there.
I think the most recent thing... I haven't finished it, and I'm not sure I ever will, but I started to write this story. And... I don't know, like, it was really scary, actually, kind of like, I mean, it wasn't, like, scary, but kind of like, it scared me because I didn't realize I wrote things that were that dark. And so, it was, like, basically, the idea was, there's this little house in this little forest, and it's hidden away, and, like, it talks about, like, it really goes into detail on, like, location, and which isn't usually the way I write anyway. I don't really go into detail like that. But then it starts talking about this room in this house, and it talks about these people that are in this room that have been locked away in this room effectively. I don't know that it ever really says that, but it kind of implies that they're locked away and that they can't get out. And it's like, it talks about how they sort of like, it's like there's this woman and this man and this little girl and this little boy, and it's coming from the little girl's perspective, and she talks about how, you know, they kind of grow into this like comfortable, they got used to living in this room together, and it was almost like having a family. And about the time that happened, something happened that caused the woman to die, and like everything kind of fell apart. And effectively, the idea that I came up with was like that it was slowly going to get to the point where you realize that none of these people were actually alive in the first place, and that they were all ghosts. And that was where that came from, and so it was dark, and it was really kind of scary for me. I was like, oh, I'm scared.
My darkest story that I came up with, I've come up with snippets, but I haven't actually written this one.
Right, I
It's
know.
told from the point of view of a girl who is half vampire, half human, and I don't know, like, there's probably a technical term for that, which I can Google.
Oh, I know. Oh, gosh, I knew.
If you know, you can leave a comment and save me the trouble of having to look it up on Google.
It's like, no. I had it. I really did. I used to know.
But, she meets this boy, and at first I was going to have her meet this boy in, like, a setting, and she gets mad at this boy because he's, like, super shy, and he gets bullied, and she's mad at the boy getting bullied because he's a wimp. Because she sees him as a wimp. But I think...
It's your fault you're bullied. It's not the fault of the people that bully you at all.
But I think...
Just saying.
Well, the reason behind that was because she is considered a freak. Because she's half vampire, half human. So she can't tell the humans because, you know, they'll freak out and try to kill her. And she knows this because she's the oldest one of them and has been around since the medieval era. And the vampires are split with opinions about these. Some of them think that these half human, half vampires can be used to create power and take over the world, and the other half kind of consider them to be an abomination of nature.
That's what they should feel, because the way that like those were portrayed in history were that the half vampires were the only, were the vampire slayers. They were the only ones that could kill the vampires. I remember that I researched that. Once again, no idea why I did that. It was some time back, probably when I was into Twilight, but yeah, I think that maybe it was like Drakmir? No.
Ah,
Is that it?
I don't know.
Oh well.
But also she hates herself because a half human, half vampire child cannot be born without killing their mother, and they have memories of their mother's voice.
Awkward.
So this girl hates herself and she starts to take it out on this boy. But I was going to have it eventually. She starts liking this boy and she somehow gets involved and with his crazy family, and his family is psychotic. But
yeah. We write stories and sometimes they are way weird.
yeah, sometimes I make it a point for them to be way weird.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to think we're totally weird, but we already knew that,
So if you leave a comment, you won't be saying anything we don't already know.
If you leave a comment saying, wow, you two are totally weird, or anything along those lines, we'll be like, yeah, we know.
We know?
We noticed. It's normal for us.
Yeah. Wait. Normal. Well, I don't know what normal is.
Regular. We regularly are weird.
Oh.
So anyway,
Bye.
bye.